Okay, so now we're going to graph the calculator, and in order to graph the graph the quadratic. In order to graph the quadratic, we should be using the calculator. So I'm going to do this entire question on the calculator. It's, I believe, y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Yep. And then I'm going to ask for the zeros, the axis of symmetry, and the vertex. And some people had a problem with answering those three different things. So first, here's your graphing calculator. I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to put x squared plus, my pen is obviously a little misaligned here, 2x, and then minus 3. And then I hit graph. And at this point, I'm going to make this so that it looks a little more normal. I'm going to go to zoom 6. Zoom 6 puts things kind of in the middle there. All right, so now I want to graph it. And a lot of kids, they eyeball this, and they just want to sketch something that looks like this on their axis. And that would be a horrible mistake. What I would like to draw your attention to right now is, let's delete that out. I want to call your attention to the table right here. The table is so important. We want to look for the section of the table where we see the symmetry, where I see numbers pair up like that, because this is a quadratic. As soon as it's squared, you know it's going to make a shape like this, and that means there's going to be pieces that pair up throughout the problem. So you're looking for those pairs on the numbers. Now, most of the time when the table first comes up, it's not going to come up with the symmetry shown. Mine happened to, but it usually doesn't work that way. So what I suggest is that you use the up and down arrows, which are over here and here, to go up and down until you find the section of the table that shows these points. Then what you're going to do is take the points and graph them. So I'm going to go to negative 4, 5, and I'm going to go on my graph. I go negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and then 5 is up here. So there's negative 4, 5. Then I go to negative 3, 0. Then I go to negative 2. Here's my point here, right here. Negative 2, negative 3, that's right here. And then I go to negative 1, negative 4, and then negative 3, and then 1, 0, and then 2, 5. And then I connect in a gentle curve my dots, and that's my parabola graph. So that's how we get the graph itself done. Pay attention to the table. That's the key. It's not the picture. You know, you would think the question says graph it, so you'd say, oh, I just show what the picture shows. But the picture shows the table. And if you don't put the table down, plot the coordinates in the table. When this says x is negative 4, y is 5, that means it's the point negative 4, 5. The next one is the point negative 3, 0. The next one is the point negative 2, negative 3. Then it's negative 1, negative 4, and so on. Make sure you're plotting those points over the entire interval of symmetry. Now, the next thing it talked about was the roots. Roots are wherever it crosses the x-axis. And it's not the coordinates, it's just the value of x. Here, the roots are here, which are negative 3 and 1. Don't put them in coordinate form, just write negative 3 and 1. The next thing said the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is the line that runs right up and down the middle of the parabola. This is it right here. Ready? Now, any vertical line is always x equals. So you better write that first. And as soon as you write x equals, now you got to figure out what's the x value. Well, here it is, right here. What is x right there? X is negative 1. So the answer is x equals negative 1. And last but not least, they ask you for the vertex. And maybe they changed the order of vertex and axis of symmetry, I don't remember. But when you do that, what you're looking for is really pretty straightforward. I'm actually looking for the coordinates of the turning point. Now, you can look on the graph and figure out what they are, or you can look in the table and find the point in the middle. That works as long as there's not the same number twice in the middle. So this is going to be negative 1, negative 4. Notice the axis of symmetry will always be the first part because that vertex is always on that line down the middle. So the x is negative 1. You just have to include the y, which is negative 4. So that is the last part of this. These will all be up today. I may not get the last part up today, but hopefully I will. Okay?